Yep, we had price increases. We had all of that.
That brings me to, I'm thinking about this. I know there's been a couple questions on the community's mind, and I feel like they all kind of tie together. Speaking of the future of the Gen Xers and getting those customers to buy more product, with pinball the way it's been going lately, the road's a little bumpy, and it looks like 2025 could be bumpy as well for the entire industry, just not for Stern. I'm wondering if you could give us a general strategy moving forward, whether that be price increases, or we've also heard possibly Stern going public. I know that like concerns some people with the way that Bally Williams ended. Can you kind of give us just an idea of general strategy and maybe answer if you are going to do price increases or go public?
Um, frankly, the last few years in the world have been nuts, right?
Hmm.
Um, you know, people had all sorts of money, were flush with cash, everything was growing, assets were growing in every category, and then that came to an end, and everybody had to readjust and figure out what normal looks like. And the other thing with that is no one was happy with inflation, and no one is happy with inflation. Unfortunately, the reality in all these marketplaces is inflation doesn't reverse; inflation just stops,
Hmm.
right, or slows down. Is more kind of appropriate here. Yep, we had price increases. We had all of that. We have been holding price flat for about 2.5 years at this point. That cannot continue forever. However, I'm going to continue it as long as I possibly can, because I know these products are, they're pricey. We think they're good value for what they are, but nobody's going to say these are cheap. I'd love ways to make them cheaper and do that, but we got to find those ways, right? And that's just going to take hard work kind of over time. So there's no eagerness to go out and raise prices or do anything like that. There's eagerness to keep them under control as much as we can, but also to deliver the value that you guys want, right? And make sure that the games deliver the experience that you want to have with them, right? We don't want to have to strip out game product just to say, hey, I didn't raise price, but your experience is lesser than. So it's always a happy balance between kind of those things and balancing that out. And I think, as much as there's been a bit of a hangover from all that time period, like I think we've shown the last 2.5 years that we've been able to stand pat and not move any of that. And inflation has not been zero for that time period, right?
Yeah.
There's still inflation out there in the world. So we're going to keep it as long as we can. There's nothing to announce right now. And I hope there won't be, but at some point we'll have to face the reality of wherever things are, as we work to find ways to, try to save it without, making it problems for you guys and making problems for the experience there. So I wouldn't say there's anything there, in terms of a price increase or anything imminently. I know people have been running around with rumors saying there's big price increases coming. I don't know where they're getting that one from. So I could say there's not an intent to raise price. It may have to happen at some point, but there's no like giant price increase on the horizon that we're planning to do. So that's kind of the price increase question. For the market overall, like, yeah, I mean, look at everything, right? Look at
Hmm.
every product under the sun. They've all gone, particularly kind of durable products, they've all gone through a bit of a cycle. The good news about our marketplace and the good news about our product is they're not all the same white box, right? Like,
Correct. Yeah.
there's a difference between all the games you have behind you, and there's a difference in all the IP and the things that are coming up. So part of what we needed to do was do what we did with the vaulting program and take some titles out of the market and put some other new titles into the market to have some change and some diversity and some fun, and make different products than we have before. And we're trying to gauge all that with the marketplace. We think pinball, and I think pinball is not as big as it should be, right? It should be bigger. Not enough people know about these products. Not enough people listen to this podcast or watch you guys. Like, there are so many other people that could be having, a lot of fun and having a good time with these products. And growing pinball is a good idea, right? We talked about before how big a lot of these shows have gotten. I think these shows can get even bigger. Like, I think pinball as a space will continue to grow and should continue to grow because it's fun. So, I think the growth is going to be the growth of pinball overall, and more people getting into pinball is going to help us drive, the growth and the ability to invest in software and Insider Connected and all the things we want to do to make everybody's experience better. But companies do have to grow, and the space has to grow to match with it, and we just need to figure out how to do that all responsibly and the right way.
Did you like what you see? Do you want to hear more? This is part of episode 156. You can click on the boxes around my face, or you can go to our page, Loser Kid Pinball.